It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some? It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it comes your way next.
Temps a little hot today at Lincoln Financial Field, but keep in mind it is technically still summer as we get you ready for some football in Philly. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here come the Bengals. And CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
Hey, we all love a good story. And what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the 35, here's second down and a yard. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he is going to lose yardage here. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Ask any pass rusher, and they'll tell you any quarterback who lines up every time and goes straight back in the pocket, that's who they want. But when they have to deal with a Jalen Hurts who may come at them from any angle and can get outside of the pocket and run, that's a nightmare for anybody who has to rush the quarterback. And I love Jalen Hurts' athletic ability. Almost a 4.6 runner. This guy can get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs as well as his arm.
2 yards to go, second down. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Dotson in motion right. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Hurts. Flush to his right. The 20. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals grab it.
Partner, everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or two.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now it's Burrow. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now Burrow. That's caught. Andre Yoshivas. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 4. From the gun, a give to Brown. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
3rd down at 6. Burrow looking to pass. Looking deep here for Chase. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 47 yards. And the Bengals post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now it's Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Open man is Yoshivas. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Again, it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. So nothing doing there, and that will bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now it's 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 32 yards. And the Bengals will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
McPherson now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 6-play drive.
And it all concluded with a touchdown pass to the tight end, Mike Gesicki. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. So he'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air.
Yeah.
I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw.
It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Second down and 4. Throwing is Hurts. And that one too wide and incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play.
That one downfield for Dotson.
And he's got it inside the 10. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd down and 1. He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Out route pass complete to Goddard. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
Couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. But they went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And it looks like it'll be just a yard shy here as he's out at the 6. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
It'll be Hurts on the option. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
They're going to look to throw. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Eagles have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Elliott on for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10.
At about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
This one complete to Yoshivas.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Burrow will throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 9. Burrow going to get this out to Chase.
Able to push his way through. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Now it's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
McPherson's kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the fourth quarter, but he connects there, a big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They begin with a run by Barkley. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. The 71 yards rushing now for Barkley. It's a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expecting to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. This is 1st and 10. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jahan Dotson. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Eagles have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown and congratulations and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing, Burrow. That's complete to Chase.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Here's 2nd down. To throw, Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Now Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half.
They come up now on 2nd and 2. Here's Burrow.
And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Mike Gesicki, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bengals answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
So minutes after giving up the lead in the 4th quarter, they say not so fast. Big play, and they grab that lead right back.
Talk about a seesaw game. Up, down, up, down. Did you have a seesaw? Did you play that when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Out on the playground, absolutely.
You had to make sure that you matched weight, though, on the other side, though, right? Otherwise, you could be up in the air a long time.
By the way, we're not done in this one. I think we're set up for an exciting finish.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And Dotson, he's got it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll come up now on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Back to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. They'll look to throw. Quick slant, Dotson. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Here's 1st down. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4. Throwing is Hurts. And that one to the right side and incomplete. But still need 1 completion for field goal range.
And just think about what they're going over in the huddle right now. Make the catch, get out of bounds. That's going to be tough to do. So make the catch, get up to the line of scrimmage, and clock it to have one last shot.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. "4 seconds to go. This is likely it.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
So it's the Eagles who will get the first chance to go down and find a winner as they'll get it here, and we are back underway. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Got a man, it's Brown. And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Here's Hurts to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's second down. Hurts. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush, because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
After the sack, you could understand him maybe being a little bit nervous back there, a little skittish, but he looked awfully decisive when he took off and ran.
Very decisive and picked up that first down in the process. Play action. Here's Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 35.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Out left to Dotson.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now remember again, a touchdown wouldn't win it just yet, but it can give them a big leg up. It's 2nd down.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line, about the 1-yard line.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw.
That is caught. Touchdown. They strike first here in the overtime session.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Elliott good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Now, after a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30. Now a first throw here in overtime.
Pass complete to Higgins.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
Throwing, Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Now Burrow.
And his pass incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's second down. To throw, Burrow. Now that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Burrow. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get into the end zone. They respond with a touchdown of their own. And now decision time. Down by 1 here in OT.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
And he's able to put it through. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Trying to find Barkley on the out route, and he's got him.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Breaks through the contact. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it.
A first down carry for Barkley.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Again, it's Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Now, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
Now Burrow down around his goal line. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Overtime with 2 minutes to play. We are in sudden death, but still all tied up. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. Now it's Burrow. And that's into the hands of Gesicki, but that won't do much good as he is tackled at his own 7.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Burrow. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Milton Williams, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. And in double overtime, this needs to be a good one. And he's able to get it out of there. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. It's complete to Brown, right side. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 7. Hurts sets up to throw it. This will be caught once again by Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. And they have won it here in double overtime. But, Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front